Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm back today with a new video after not posting last week. Long story short, my fiance was very sick and I wasn't able to film a video, but I'm back today and I'm trying out something a little new. I'm not doing my usual hair tutorial, but I'm instead showing you how I embroidered a denim jacket. I have this old one that I wasn't really wearing very often, so I thought it would be fun to spice it up a bit and add some embroidery onto it to see if it would make me wear it a bit more, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do today. So if you're interested in that, then please keep on watching. So the first step was to draw the design for my flowers, and I used a Friction Colors felt tip marker. This is actually perfect for embroidery because you can remove it from your fabric with a quick iron. I didn't do anything crazy, I just freehanded where I wanted my sunflowers to go and drew a rough outline. What you're going to need is some embroidery thread. I picked 2 shades of yellow, a cream and a brown, some embroidery needles, scissors, and of course an embroidery hoop. I'm going to begin by taking the hoop backing and placing it underneath my denim jacket where I want to start embroidering, and then placing the front hoop over top and tightening it so that my fabric is held taut inside the hoop. It should look something like this. Unfortunately, I didn't get any good footage of this, so I'm just going to include a quick little clip, but basically embroidery thread is made up of 6 small strings, and you can actually separate the strings and use specific amounts of thread to achieve different results depending on what you're going for. In this case, throughout this whole project, I actually used 3 strings for everything, so I'm going to go ahead and separate the 3 strings from my embroidery thread and start off using my brown thread and start off the design with some Boolean knots. Boolean knots are actually really simple to do. They're one of my favorite things to do when I'm embroidering. I'm just going to feed the string through the bottom of my design. You take the thread and wrap it around your needle. I usually do 4, 5, or 6 times depending on how big I want the knot to be. And then you just feed it back down into your fabric. You don't have to do it through the knot, you can actually do it right close beside. And then you pull the string taut against the needle and that creates your knot. I'm using these knots to create the center of my flowers. I think it gives a really nice texture to the design and it's super simple and fast. I'm just gonna keep doing that in a circular motion around where I've drawn my design. That's why it's so important to draw outlines first so that you don't get overwhelmed and you can just follow in between the lines there. So this is what it will look like once you've finished filling in that center area. And to secure it all in place, I finish off coming out of the back side and flip my jacket around and just create a couple of stitches through the stitches that have already been created from the Boolean knots and just trim off any excess thread. Now moving on to the petals of my sunflowers, I'm going to again start out by separating out 3 pieces of thread, but this time from the yellow. Threading that through my needle and tying a knot at the end so that it doesn't come through my fabric when I stitch it through. I didn't do this with the Boolean knots because I'm tying knots at the top, so it's not necessary, but it's important to do this with the straight line stitching so that nothing comes out. So starting from the back, I'm pushing the needle through and just following the lines that I've created with my outline. I want to create lots of variation with my stitching so that it looks organic and imperfect. So I'm just going to be repeating these steps until I finish completely filling in the design of the sunflower. Just to repeat, again, you can see that every stitch that I do, I'm trying to start from different heights. so that I have lots of variation, so that it's not just one dimensional. There's lots of different textures going through different heights, so that it looks really natural and organic, just like kind of what a sunflower would look like in real life. Also creating different variations in the width of each stitch. Sometimes I'm doing double stitches so that it looks fatter. Sometimes I'm doing single stitches so that it looks thinner. Just creating lots of different variation. So this is what it's looking like now that I've finished off the stitching for the petals, and I'm going to turn it around again, create some stitches in the back just to secure it in place, and trim off any excess. So now all that's left to do is continue this entire process for the rest of the outline that I've already created. I'm going to start every flower with the boolean knots to fill in the center of the flowers using the dark brown thread, and I'm going to alternate between the lighter yellow. I'm going to start out by alternating between the lighter yellow, the deeper golden yellow, and the cream that I've picked out to finish off the entire design. You can see that some of my design sits outside of where my embroidery hoop is. All you have to do to embroider those areas is just readjust your hoop, take it off, put it back on so that it's in the center of your hoop. Here I'm just showing you the difference in color between the two yellows that I got. They're not very different, it's just slightly deeper, but I think that makes it look the best because they're in the same color family. I didn't want them to be too different so that there was too much of a contrast, but I think it turned out really pretty. And I also love these half sunflowers that I did where half of the petals have fallen off. I actually did 2 of these in my design, and I really think it added a nice variation to the pattern so that it wasn't all the same type of flowers throughout. I love how it turned out. I don't want to bore you with showing every single flower that I embroider. I'm basically doing the exact same steps for every single flower. It's super simple, so I'm just going to tie off the back of this one and show you the end result. So here is the finished result close up. I love how it turned out. The colors look super cute, just very simple, small design, so it's not too in your face. And here's what it looks like on. I can't wait to start wearing this. And there we have it. That's my denim jacket all completed. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I think it looks so cute. Sunflowers are my favorite type of flower, so that's why I chose to do that. I did 3 different colors. I did this paler yellow with a more deeper golden yellow with a cream, and then for the center of all the flowers I used a dark brown thread. And I just think it's so cute and simple, and just really made this denim jacket so much cuter, and I think I'll definitely be wearing it more, especially as it comes into September and August, because that is actually when sunflowers usually bloom, so I think it's the perfect time to bust this out. And I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you tried to recreate it, I would love to see some photos. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and leave a comment letting me know what you thought of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!